man? Is it the woman in his arms? Just 'cause she has big titties? Or is it the way he fights every day? No, it's probably the titties. Now you're a male. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh. Now you're a my, oh. My, oh my, male. Now you're a male. M-A-N, man. Now you're a moron.
Chat. Prepare for perhaps the most scuffed stream in this podcast history. Today is International Men's Day, and being a man is about suffering. Actually, actually, let me turn my gain up just a little bit so you actually hear what I'm fucking saying. Trying to get my thing right, because guess what? There's a lot of background noise. I'll give you a summary of what I'm up to. I have unexpectedly received paperwork. Thinking ahead in an abundance of anxiety and caution, I decided that I would send out a couple requests to a couple departments, and I would ask, hey, departments, is there perhaps anything regarding this person that you may know of before he or she intends to return to the United States of the USA, right? And it took a long time, more than a year, actually, in case you're wondering. And I got a reply. And as it turns out, there is nothing from any of these departments regarding this person, regardless of who their gender may be or what they intend to do, such as returning to the United States of the USA. So now it's fucking go time. Everything is cleared. I've cleared everything. I've packed up all my shit and I've changed apartments because I could not stay at my old place. And this place sucks, but it's for 2 weeks, so I'm a Mayon when that means that I'm going to deal with it, and then I'll be back in the U.S. at some point in the next month. The final, I feel like I'm a rocket launching into space, because what I'm doing right now is I'm taking all of my shit and I'm discarding it. You know how like when you see like one of the old NASA shuttles go into space, they got like this massive fuel tank attached to it to launch the shuttle into space, and parts just start falling off. That's me. Everything I don't need, all the furniture I can't bring, discarding it. Just giving it away. Electronic shit I don't actually that I've had spare just in case, giving it away. I left a box of electronics probably worth $500 in the lobby of the apartment that just said free in Russian and English, and someone took the entire box. So I'm giving back, and I got 2 suitcases that I'm allowed to carry on. I'm already paying extra for the Starlink to come back with me, which is now in a box, and I think I dropped it at some point, so I really hope that it works when I get back. And we'll see what happens. Lots of shit that I've accrued. You really don't even appreciate how much shit you've accumulated until it's covered in black ink because one of your toner cartridges exploded in a plastic bin. You really don't appreciate how much stuff you have until your hands are covered in black and you're reducing your resolution to 720p because you can't stream whatever the fuck Wi-Fi bullshit this is. I was promised okay. I have a feeling that when I was waiting for 10 minutes before I went live this stream, and I didn't see it hard disconnect like this. I don't even know what the fucking issue is. It says drop frames 30%, so I don't even think it's my bandwidth. I just think it's like every so often it plays a silly joke on me and it disconnects from the internet. Probably facing south or something. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go through the stream and I'm going to try to pause as little as possible because there's a lot to catch up on. I would love to sit down. I would love to have like a 3-hour long stream with you guys. Just chill and relax, but that's not the case. I have like 4 more streams before this. 4 streams in total before we're out of here, before we're back in the US. So that's what, and then I don't get to stream for a whole month. So it's whatever. Anyways, oh yeah, see, I don't even understand. Like I went through everything. My phone's disconnected. I made sure that my Chromecast is disconnected. The only thing that's streaming right now is my computer. And I don't have anything going. I have no connections. Everything's fucking turned off, and it's just choking. It's so frustrating. I don't think you really like it's to me. It's actually fucking disgusting when shit just doesn't work like it's when you go out of your way to prepare for things and then those things are not actually met. I'm gonna try dropping the actually. Let me try dropping the bit rate down to 1,000. Can I just drop this to 1,000? Is that even possible? We're gonna find out if it's possible. Cool. Okay. Let's see. Let us begin. Let's see if this works. What is the stream look really really bad? It was the hamster. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? It works on your machine. Great. Oh, my microphone is fucked. Hello? Sounds fine to me. What's wrong with you guys? Okay. You guys are freaking me out. Less bitrate. Is this fine? Can you see anything on my computer? Okay, we're good. So, look, I don't even know what I just broadcasted, but you know what? Your right ear will never. Dude, I'm looking at my output. You guys are fucking with me. Okay. Stream seems to be working better. I actually don't see it dipping or dropping any more frames. So I'm going to reset that. Oh, it does. Okay, now as soon as I say that, it drops to 0 kilobits per second, which is actually less than 1,000. So that's it. Okay. We're going. You're going to hear bits and pieces. I'll re-upload the full thing later on. You ready? The ADL and their never-ending quest to destroy everything that I appreciate in life has decided that Steam is the world's largest and is the most harmful anti-Semitic platform in the world. Broadcasting live from New York, New York, the ADL has says that Steam has got to shape up. And in particular, they found that they detected 1.18 million unique instances of extremist and hateful copy pastas, including swastikas, and 827,000 avatars with extremist or hateful symbols. And thankfully, the ADL provides its methodologies in this extraordinary expose on Steam. In particular, by the way, they noticed that Hamas is a extremist organization. So Hamas appears to be, if anyone has like a Palestine flag, Palestinian Islamic Jihad. So they have a Palestine flag. They're a terrorist, but on their actual methodology, they explain. There was like a nice. Where's the avatar? Oh, here it is. The most popular were Pepe. And there was like a nice little breakdown. I think, this is the copy pastas, these little dots. This is extremist. Give this truner a message, and then it has swastikas. But this is it. Of the approximately 152 million distinct images of Steam profile group avatars evaluated by Hate Vision, 493,000 contain potentially extremist symbols. 827,000 of those 273 million users had Pepe. So I think they broke it down even further. There was a nice graph that I saw. But approximately 80% of the hateful images that they counted towards this enormous number of virulent anti-Semitic content on Steam is Pepe. So anybody with the Pepe avatar was blacklisted by the ADL and personally reported by Mr. Cohen to Steam, put in the hands of Gabe Newell directly as being a Nazi that was using their site to commit hate crimes. And this, of course, is on the cusp of, or after, in the aftermath of Half-Life 2's 20th anniversary, which makes me feel extremely old because I remember when Half-Life 2 was a relatively recent game that Gmod was just based off of, and Gmod was just becoming popular. But Half-Life 2 is a quite old game now, and they released it for free. One of the top-rated games of all time, with absolutely no online elements, no season passes, no multiplayer, no fucking achievement bullshit baked into it. You boot up the fucking game and you play it, and Valve says, you know what? This 20-year-old game, you can just have it for free. So, not only, matter of fact, I think when they did this, so many people were playing Half-Life 2, a 20-year-old game, they actually eclipsed Dragon Age, the Veil Guard, or whatever, the new tranny game that they just put out. So, Valve accidentally maybe not accidentally, completely mogged Dragon Age just out the fucking gate, just threw a big fist in their fucking face. So, that's pretty funny. Valve has managed to remain a privately owned company for a very long time, and they've managed to resist all the fucking bullshit. But that in and of itself is like that's why it needs to be broken. It's like you can't remain free of us. You can't choose not to obey us. You know, you have to fall in line. So they'll try to break poor Gaben. Meanwhile, the Department of Justice intends to push Google to sell Chrome, and I'm not sure how I feel about this. I would say that Chrome possibly has zero value to anybody besides Google, unless all the people who currently own Google have Google Chrome installed would then suddenly have like whatever new browser was set to replace it. Google has immense value to people in terms of, or to itself, because they use Chrome to push the new web technologies that they want to see. Google wants to insert things like for instance, Chrome set the standard for DRM shit. So nowadays, every browser has DRM baked right into it, so that you can't download songs from like Wide Guard or something, Widevine or something. And it's just a way to prevent people from downloading music on their computer. And it doesn't even fucking work, of course. It never does. But yeah, it's an interesting thing because Google has contributed a lot in terms of web development because that's their whole thing. Like their Chromebook, that's another thing. If you're going to get rid of Chrome, or you're going to get rid of Chromebook, you're going to try to force somebody to buy their flop product. The Chromebook was a whole shot across the bow against Microsoft. Like, Microsoft, we're trying to replace you. You know, we're trying to develop these app suites that require an always online connection that's more profitable than your Office stuff that's free, whereas you're trying to make money off your applications, you know. All this shit, like, we're going to try to completely replace your entire operating system by distributing nothing but Linux with a Chrome installed for a desktop environment. That's what they're doing. It's an interesting attack, but it doesn't really have much value in and of itself, I don't think. So it's interesting. I'm happy to see the DOJ trying to break up Google, but it seems to be trying to in the worst possible way. Like, just make it so they can't force other people to use Google search. Like, just have it so that they get to pick. I think I've even seen it when you've installed Firefox. It asks you, do you want to use Chrome or Google? Do you want to use Bing? Do you want to use DuckDuckGo? When you start page, there's definitely a browser that I installed that had an option. Chrome OS is not the same product as Google Chrome. Yeah, probably not. But does the DOJ know that? Is it legally organized in a distinct division from Chrome? I would be surprised if it is. Who knows? Anyways. Okay, so this lovely couple, I think that one's a woman, and okay, let me just read it. A Blue Origin employee married to a prominent trans author has been accused of killing her father with an ice axe on election night. Corey Burke, 33, allegedly struck, stabbed, and strangled her father, Timothy Burke, and in a fatal attack at her $800,000 Seattle home. Burke, a training manager at Jeff Bezos' rockets and spacecraft company. Why is Bezos making his own rockets and spacecraft now? What the fuck? Did someone at the CIA like tap him on the shoulder and be like, "Hey, buddy, we're trying to get rid of Elon Musk because he's upsetting our election swindling. Can you like make your own rocket company? Can you be like libtard Elon Musk, Tony Stark for us?" And he was like, "Okay, I guess I could make a couple trillion more dollars since my bitch wife took took half my company." Sure, she helped me start it up and took care of me while I was not working and she was working. But you know what? That bitch, I'm gonna make another $44 million. She's gonna be $1 billion. She's gonna be sorry she left me. Um, what was I talking about? Told detectives that she knew she could not convince her father to keep the lights off, so went upstairs to retrieve the murder. Had a complete and total fucking meltdown. Went upstairs and murdered him. Okay, you're back. Sorry, guys, it died again. I'll repeat this off the recording. She went out. She was so upset that Trump won that she went upstairs. This tranny fucker went upstairs and killed her father. I guess he was a Trump voter or something. We'll never know. The world will never know, chat. Next, Seth Dillon from the Babylon Bee. Received an email, and this was supposed to actually come directly after the ADL stuff. Received an email from the SPLC threatening him indirectly, saying, "Greetings, Mr. Blank," which I'm assuming. Oh, it's actually an employee of Not the Bee. They doxed one of his anonymous writers and sent them this letter. "Hope you're well. This is Creed Newton, a journalist with the Southern Poverty Law Center's Intelligence Project. I'm writing to request comment for a story we plan to publish on Monday. The story details your articles on Not the Bee. Planet Moron has maintained a separate web presence as a blogger for nearly 20 years, but since the 2020s has written over 600 articles for Not the Bee. Exposed author information on Not the Bee's source code, I'm assuming means code, indicates that Planet Moon, you, blank, a blank instructor from blank, so for where he lives and his actual job outside of writing. Planet Moron is a prolific writer on culture war issues. One article mocks transgender children as mentally ill tweens who are the economic lifeblood of the multi-billion-dollar trans industry. Do you wish to comment? So just outright threatening. If I wrote this to anybody with this kind of implied snark and extortion, it would be a crime. But because it's the Southern Poverty Law Center, it's not a crime and it's perfectly acceptable, and we all just have to deal with it. Seth Dillon, who's from the Babylon Bee, says this discredited, scandal-ridden smear factory known as the SPLC is here to publish a hit piece doxing several of our Not the Bee writers who wish to remain anonymous so they could speak freely without fear. The SPLC extracted sensitive information from our site, then used that information to contact our writers directly. I've included a screenshot of one of these emails below. We're determining how they obtained the information. I mean, it's pretty obvious that the code contains reference to Planet Moon, and then that information exists probably as a DNS record or something. Anyways, they're activists, blah, blah, as a public figure, have been attacked many times. Just journos being journos. I thought I would give you guys a quick update. Yes, journos are still scum. Yes, they're still fucking assholes. Nothing's changed. That's the update. Meanwhile, many of you know that many years ago, Alex Jones was sued for $11 trillion thereabout by a bunch of parents of alleged crisis actors, depending on who you ask. And Alex Jones lost that lawsuit in a groundbreaking trial. A federal judge in Texas ruled that Alex Jones and his company were both personally and independently and jointly liable for I don't even know what the fuck it was, defamation, something crazy, and therefore he owed them literally something to the tune of like $4 billion. Money that they know they'll never see, but a bunch of activists who don't like Alex Jones have paid for everything every step of the way and are now paying them to fuck with Alex Jones and the bankruptcy process. So The Onion, and when I say The Onion, I mean Ben Collins, who is also apparently a donor to my podcast. Shout out Ben Collins, avid listener and supporter of Man at the Internet. Ben Collins bet $200,000 to buy InfoWars and intends to turn it into a satire site. The entire bankruptcy process has been extremely weird and extremely abnormal. It was supposed to be a public auction, but it was instead turned to a closed auction where people silently bid, and they did not outbid each other. There was one round. So after one round, two companies bid on InfoWars. One of them was Ben Collins, and his amount was $200,000, which of course doesn't even fucking scratch the surface of the $4 trillion that Alex Jones owns. But it seems to be just scrapping off literally everything that Alex Jones has ever worked for in his entire life for parts. His company was profitable, and then a very important thing is that his company, the InfoWars supplement store, he ran his own supplement store, which was effectively just white labeling a bunch of other like vitamins and stuff as InfoWars and selling them. That was very profitable too. If you ever watch Alex Jones's show, he shills it fucking constantly. So he was making money, and theoretically, if they were just out for money, he could cut them a percentage of his gross profits, continuously for the rest of his life, and that would be a way to pay them back. But they're not out for money; they're out to completely dismantle Alex Jones and his legacy. So they shut down his profitable supplement company, and they sold InfoWars off to be a satire site like The Onion, even though The Onion already fucking exists. And as a result, let me switch this over. As a result, it's just going to be completely defunct, and they're going to get a fraction of the income that they deserved, right? So it's just a big humiliation ritual, and judges are a lifetime appointment. The federal judges apparently are like the worst people on the entire planet, and you can't get rid of them unless they're indicted for a crime. So you're just stuck with them. Or you're stuck with these activist judges for forever. There's nothing you can do about it. And then, Alex Jones came out and basically just said that it was a fucking swindle. It's being reviewed. The whole bankruptcy process is being reviewed, because in the process they appointed Alex Jones and InfoWars a chief bankruptcy officer, which is just a court-appointed C-level executive that's meant to oversee the restructuring of debt and stuff. And the decision to sell it and how he decided to sell it was like in the least profitable, most shoehorned way possible. So it was fuck you, basically. Ben Collins was outbid. I've heard multiple things about this. It's definitely not finalized. I've heard that he was outbid. I've heard that the bankruptcy officer chose a lesser bid from Ben Collins than the other bid. I've heard a bunch of different things. I'm not entirely sure what exactly has happened. It's like a lot of rumor mucking right now. But the gist is that it's incredibly opaque and bizarre and not at all the ideal way to extract the most profitable. Sorry, it crapped out again. I paused. I'll repeat that. For the people in the back. 14,000 ovaries, penises, and breasts removed by doctors since Biden took office. So that was under the life-saving outreach by Admiral Rachel Levine, who's a medical doctor, apparently. This brave soldier has chemically and surgically mutilated literally thousands of children. Truly a hero of our republic. We'll be building statues in her likeness forever. Did it turn off again? No. Okay. Sorry, guys. Then on the other side, actually, this was supposed to be and then these are Trump's appointees. So this is from the Biden. We got Admiral Rachel Levine, and I think he's getting replaced with RFK Jr. Then we got Brendan Carr. Brendan Carr, I think, was the Counsel General, the lead attorney for the FCC under the Trump's administration. He is staunchly anti-Section 230, which makes me nervous, but I can't really tell what his gambit is yet. I don't really know if he's trying to replace the I can censor anything I want all the time part, or if he's just trying to tear it out altogether. Yeah, if you want to, sorry, if you want to watch later, I understand. I'm recording this in the original quality, so I will upload it to Rumble after the fact and to Odyssey. So it is what it is. So last thing in regards to um this is Elon's appointment to DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, and this is a statement from Trump in regards to Elon Musk, the great Elon Musk. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that was his title. He is now the great. Um, and Vivek Ramaswamy are being jointly appointed to lead the Department of Government Efficiency. And when I saw this, my eyes fucking rolled because I don't know what Elon's obsession is with the Doge memes, but he is deeply obsessed with it in a childlike way, and I kind of find it cringe. But I'm not allowed to say that because he has money and I don't, and therefore everything he does is based and cool, and everything I do is cringe and gay. So I will withhold my judgment in order to avoid sounding salty. Then, oh. Okay, sorry. I was supposed to say after that. I'm a little bit dazed right now because I'm so frustrated with the tech shit. I was supposed to say Elon's actually based because he's figured out how to kill Indian men. This Tesla caught fire, I think, in... I don't even know where this is. Sorry. Oh, is this in the UK? If that's in the UK, that's even more base. I want to be real with you. October 24th. Just say where the fuck it's from. Two Indians. Oh, in Canada. Okay, so two Canadian Indians burned to death horrifically in a Tesla. So Elon Musk is working on deporting Indians near and abroad. That's an interesting idea. It seems to be working out. Indians apparently love Tesla. I don't know what's up with that. By the way, in case you're wondering, the issue with the Tesla that caused the Indians to be cooked alive in it is that, you know, electronic stuff is really based and cool and futuristic and sci-fi dogue, and mechanical shit like manual transmissions and motors and moving bits that don't have like an actual mechanical way to do them. That's cringe. That's cringe. It's really cringe when you like shift something and then there's like a physical gear that's shifting and you're not just pressing like a button on a dashboard and then it's like sending it by wire to shift. Or like when you press the gas and the gas press actually releases gasoline into the engine and not just telling a computer to do that. That's all cringe. You know what else is cringe? Door handles. Door handles are super fucking cringe. Those little locks on doors are cringe as fuck. You basically want a little thing on your dash pad that unlocks and opens the door. Now, there is, of course, I mean, you have to sacrifice something to not be cringe. And when you sacrifice that, what you're sacrificing is the ability to open a door in case your car slams head into something and catches fire. Then you're just kind of locked inside and you cook to death. But let me tell you, when you're dying in a Model Y Tesla, you're dying in style. It's like with the space monkeys. Bam, shot into space. You know, you're one of the first, one of the pioneers exploring their brave new drive-by-wire futures where everything is a button on a fucking glass dashboard. That's the future we're in. It ended in the 80s. Drive-by-wire has been a thing since the 80s. Is that why I'm buying a 70s truck? Could it be that I'm going to buy a 70s Ford painted baby blue because I don't want any of that shit? Because I don't want the fucking CIA to drive me into the fucking ocean? Hey, Josh, did you know that we can just drive your truck off the fucking Mid-Bay Bridge into the Gulf of Mexico? Also, we can lock all your doors from our CIA headquarters in Langley. Oh, I guess you're drowning to death. Sucks to be you, motherfucker. Retard. No, not doing that. They do that. They fucking do that. I'm sorry. The guy that sang Kitty History, how did he die again? In like a horrific automobile accident? That's interesting. Real interesting that he's fucking dead, chat. Or they can just cut your internet off. Yeah, tell me about it. Anyways, so I had a nagging feeling when I read this. I'm like, the Department of Government Efficiency. Now, I have a feeling that if Joe Biden came out and said, "Let me tell you, folks," or sorry, that's a Trump thing. It's like, "Listen here, Jack." That's Biden. Listen here, Jack. I know you guys say that you Republicans. I know you guys think that the government can't do anything right. Well, let me tell you here, Jack. I'm going to set up a new government department to monitor the government. That's right. We're going to be putting the government in the government, and we're going to be saying, "Hey, government, make sure that government's governmenting as governmentally as it could." And the government would be like, "Okay, I got you." I have a feeling that if that was what was said by Joe Biden, people would be like, I don't think that works. That sounds like you're adding more complexity to solve government complexity. Indeed, though, I had another sneaking suspicion that this already exists. So, in 5 minutes of search, I did find a couple things that I would like to bring to your attention, chat. For instance, the Office of Management and Budget, a direct part of the White House that serves the president in overseeing the implementation of his or her vision across the executive branch. Then we have the Congressional Budget Office, which tracks government spending and informs Congress on how their spending is impacting certain things. The Office of Personnel Management, which is an interagency dedicated to overseeing employees and employee expenses across the entire federal government. Then we have the U.S. Merit System Protection Board, and this one's really interesting because I'd never fucking heard of it. The U.S. Merit Systems Protection Board is a independent branch of the government, so it sits at the very top, directly under Congress in terms of where it's located. It's its own thing, like the Department of Justice. And its job is to fire people who suck. Then we have the Government Accountability Office, which duplicates and cost saves the GAO's annual report on the federal government's opportunities to reduce fragmentation, overlap, and duplication, as well as reduce costs and increase revenue. And then we also have the U.S. General Services Administration. The GSA is an interagency thing which also tries to improve government efficiency. So I was a little bit right. It's true. None of these have like epic meme names. So I don't know. I just thought when I read this, I'm like, I'm pretty fucking sure that we already have this kind of shit. And I would say the Government Accountability Office and the Merit System Protection Board are probably the best. I have a feeling that if you were the Donald Trump and you really wanted to reduce the size of the federal government, you should empower this with like the most psychotic freak like ever. And then you should tell him, "Hey, audit the IRS." I will remind everybody once again that the IRS is 1/6 of the entire gross tax income for the United States, which is less than 1/6 of our outgoing budget because we spend 50% more of that. But $1 of every dollar collected by the government goes directly back into the IRS for the privilege of being taxed. I have a feeling that the IRS is fucking bloated as shit, and you could probably make that a little bit better. One day, I'm going to go and deep dive into this, and I'm going to figure out if the U.S.'s tax system is just that much worse than every other country's. Because I fucking bet you money that if you look at something like Germany's tax system or China's tax system, they're not spending 1/6 of their entire federal income on the tax agency itself. That just sounds preposterous. There's no fucking way. The Germans, if they saw those kinds of numbers, they would shit themselves. Their little green hat with a feather in it would fly off their fucking head. Their lederhosen would fall down, and they would shit all over the place. If they saw their Steuer, whatever the fuck, looking like 1 out of 6. Sorry, I tried to open Google and it crashed my internet again. Okay, hold up. How much? What is the UK's gross annual tax income, and how much does it spend on its tax service per year? The UK's gross annual tax income is 1.1 trillion. The UK's government spends approximately 8.7 on its tax service, Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs per year. So, no, actually, you're wrong. Not even fucking close. Not even fucking close, bro. I'm telling you, the IRS is the most bloated piece of shit that's ever fucking existed, ever. I can't fix it. Don't tell me. Look, if you can't stand the disconnects, you just gotta watch tomorrow or something. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. If the internet disconnects every 30 seconds, then it disconnects every 30 seconds. Not my fault. Oh fuck, we're fucked. There's no way I can show this to you. It'll crash the internet. Okay, I'm just gonna play it. Okay, I want you to imagine, if you will, Shrek, but Shrek painted pink and pastel colors. Okay, and imagine this. Imagine Shrek is British and he's about to tranny-splain to you something.
It off, losers. It's me, Stephanie Sterling, and this is the Gymquisition. It is, in fact, the 10-year anniversary of the Gymquisition, so why don't you choke on those nuts? Every Monday. Never missed one. Never missed a Monday. 10 years. Thank God for me. And oh God, it really is 10 years, isn't it? Well, that...
James Stefani Sterling has gone 10 years without missing a stream. Must be nice. Must be nice to live in a big city and have infinite access to whatever technological boons and gifts and wonders you could possibly have living in your little tranny cave, trannying about, sticking foreign objects into your holes. And jerking off to cartoon characters from the 1970s. Must be nice to have absolutely no responsibilities or shit to do besides fucking about all the fucking day. But it is what it is, chat. Jim is now at 740,000 subscribers. So I don't know. I think that his erosion of subscriptions, it's probably too slow now to actually ever hit 700,000. Unfortunately, I was definitely looking forward to it. He could still try. I mean, he could get banned. One thing that was in the intro to this video that I don't get to show you because it would crash my internet is that there's in his intro segment he's breastfeeding two boglins. He's got like two silicone plastic kids' toys held up to his man tits, and he's like breastfeeding them. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's like not allowed. I mean, I guess it's a tranny, so they can do whatever the fuck they want, but pretty sure that's weird, and you can't do that. Okay, this I also can't show you. Wait, I can play it. I can play like 30 seconds of it. You ready? Hold up. I'm gonna terrorize you. Actually, I'm gonna tease you because I know all you guys listening to this are like, God, I wish I could give this guy money. He's such a professional streamer and he takes things so seriously. I really want to give him extra money than I do already. Here we go. Oh yeah. Is it not like an intro song to this song?
Huddle up, squirrels.
So there is I can just put this picture on the screen. I think it will be point of view. You are in hell, and the tribunal of brown empowered demon women are deciding your fate. If you don't know, this is Moon Girl and I think Dino Dude or Devil Dino or something. And it is perhaps the worst animation I've ever seen ever. There is so much about this that's such an abysmal piece of shit that is actually kind of fucking impossible to actually explain how bad it is. Unless I spent 30 minutes and opened Kden Live and edited it and cut it down to size and explained all the things that were terrible about this fucking show. And then publish it to Gumroad over December when I'm not streaming. Hint, subscribe to the Gumroad, because I will be posting things to the Gumroad while I'm not streaming. And this will be one of them. It's actually shockingly bad, and I think that this, in case you don't know, this episode was cut from airing by Disney because effectively the girl at the bottom center, the main character I believe is the girl to the bottom right, the one that's singing. But the one for this is like a side cut episode, and the one in the bottom center is a tranny. and the one to the left, the Asian kid, is non-binary and sounds like an Asian boy. So this is like a full woke ass episode, and Disney pulled the plug on this shit before it went aired. But some tranny in the animation studio leaked this pre-release footage to the internet, and it's shockingly bad. It's like a fully aired episode, and someone explained this in the said this in the Western animation thread, and I don't fully understand what he says, but he said that it was canceled after it went through like standards. Like he was explaining the process, and there's like a process that before there's a step like where it goes through and it makes sure that it complies with like the company's standards process, and it passed everything. It was cleared. It was good to go. And then someone came in, someone from Disney corporate broke into this fucking studio and tore this shit to shreds and said, "Do not fucking air this episode." After it was already standards and practices. Yeah, it was cleared by standards and practices, and it was there was something that he yeah, I think it was S and ampersand P is what he says it cleared. S and P. And so then it was like cleared to go. It was fully ready to go, and then Disney corporate stepped down and said, "Absolutely fucking not. Do not air this shit. Are you fucking retarded?" And I watched through the entire thing, and I realized that because of my internet I couldn't stream it today, but I will for sure make a little review of it and post it online, because it is really, really shockingly bad. And I saw lots of people talking about it because it's like a trendy thing, and of course that hits a nerve and people talk about it. But from what I saw, they only watched like the first couple minutes and pointed out like the really egregious like tranny flag thing and the awful like evil white woman in it. But there's so much like nuance to how awful this shit is. But I'd actually seen this before because a Polish guy gave me a link to like a streaming site that was streamed all American television. So I was really bored, and I was like flipping through, and I ended up on Disney, and they were playing this, and I'm like, oh god, I wonder what cartoons are like now. And it was an episode of this Moon Girl dinosaur thing. And I honestly, without exaggeration, it's probably one of the worst animations I've ever seen ever. It is so loud, so obnoxious, so annoying. The animation is both extremely irritating and also like the most lazy, annoying thing ever. It's just like actually, it's like an exaggeration. Like if someone were to sit down and try to say, "Back in my day, we had hand-painted cells of Tom and Jerry running around chasing each other with hammers and guns, and it was good, and the animation was fluid, and it had good sound effects, and you could tell it was love and care was put into making sure when that cat got his butt spanked by the mouse with the paddle, that all them kids were laughing." And it's like you watch this shit, and you're like, oh my god, it's like a lazy group of brown weirdos with like mental illnesses, as like in little pins that say she, her on their like their collars. They're like sat down, like, how do we make like the gayest, brownest shit fucking animation ever created so that we can be proud of ourselves for making something so fucking terrible? And this is what they came up with unironically. There is white people, but they're all bad, and that'll be a part of my review. Subscribe to the Gumroad, please. Please don't unsubscribe as I move back to the U.S. I'm gonna lose all my fucking money. Okay, this I have to be careful. Okay, so this is Dave Moscato. He is a really gross tranny. I talked about him last stream. He's the guy that is suing his parents, even though they took care of him. Well, he's been posting information about his house on the internet, and what people have figured out is that his apartment complex is a part of the Safe at Home program, and this was a really big deal with like TERFs and feminists. So I've heard of it. Safe at Home is a program in various states, but in Moscato's case, it's in Missouri. And the point of it is that when a woman, or the United States is so bad at preserving privacy for its citizens because it is freely shared by basically every company that you ever interact with and the credit bureaus themselves as marketing data that is sold and aggregated and put on websites like Spokeo. So it is basically trivial to dox anybody in the United States so long as you know what state they're in, about how old they are, and what their first and last name is. If you know their birthday, you don't even need to know the state or what age they are. Well, I guess you know their age based on their birthday, but So that's basically the world that we live in. If you're in the United States, is that your data is a 5 cent piece of information shuffled between marketing firms to your detriment forever and ever, and people get mad at the Kiwi farms because we publish it, even though it's basically already published in 27 different places, and you're literally sold by your healthcare company as soon as you subscribe to their program, even though you need healthcare in the United States to not fucking die. So in the instance of women being hunted down by psychotic exes, you can apply for the Safe at Home program. And what they will do is they will give you an address to use for everything, and they will handle your mail and personally deliver it to you at an apartment that is not disclosed. So therefore, you can never be doxxed by your healthcare provider, by any of your phone companies or utility companies that all sell your data. Instead, the address that shows up is the Safe at Home office. Then you get your mail from them, and you never have to worry about your ex showing up and blowing a fucking hole in your head. That's what the program is. Dave Moscato has entered this program because he wants to live in an apartment building filled with vulnerable women in rough parts of their lives. And because he's a tranny and it's illegal to say, hey, gross fucking tranny, you don't get to live here because you're a gross fucking tranny and a man, he gets to do that. And the Missouri taxpayers get to put money towards his housing expenses and also delivering his mail to him, even though he's not in any fucking danger, because his geriatric parents are not going to murder him in cold blood. If they wanted to, they could just invite him back home to live for free and then impale him in the back of the fucking head with an ice pick at any time, which would probably be the smart thing to do, but it's not happening. So there you go. There's your TTD update featuring Dave Moscato. Now this is the fun bit, okay? Bluesky is taking off in popularity because Bluesky is not owned by Elon Musk. It's kind of weird. It is a credit to Jack Dorsey. This is the second blogging platform that's reached 20 million users that he has personally started up in his own lifetime. Nobody else can hold can hold that title besides Jack Dorsey. So, one of the problems that they've had now that they have 20 million users that have all joined up en masse is that there's now an immense amount of child pornography on their platform. Bluesky Safety says Bluesky has grown by over 3 million people in the last week. Welcome. With every wave of growth, naturally comes an increase in moderation reports. Here's the status of how we're handling it. In the past 24 hours, we've received more than 42,000 reports, an all-time high for one day. To put that into comparison, the Kiwi Farms received 23,000 posts on the day that Trump was inaugurated, and that was our highest day ever. So on Bluesky, they have so many triggered trannies all at once, with millions of users, that they are receiving almost twice as many reports per hour as we had posts during our busiest day. That is how bad it is over there. We're triaging this large queue so the most harmful content, such as child pornography, is removed quickly. With this significant influx of users, we've also seen increased spam, scam, and trolling activity, and so on. The libs move over, and the child pornography goes with them, and then more problems. I don't know if I mentioned this last stream, but I'll mention it now. During the Bluesky beta, like back when it was in its infancy as a program and not being invaded by millions of people per day, I received it was an invite-only program, and I received an invite from a user that had it. So I registered, and you can check to verify that this is true. I registered joshuamoon.bsky.app or whatever. And I posted on Mad at the Internet in my thread that I had joined Bluesky and this is the account. And then someone pointed out, hey, I can't find your account. And it was banned. My account, which never posted, never followed anybody, never interacted or liked any comment anywhere on the entire program, was banned because there's a tranny that watches the Kiwi Farm so closely that the moment I published that I was on the app, they went out and banned me. I have tried to appeal this twice, or 3 times even. I tried to appeal it when it happened. I tried to appeal it later on. I think around the time that my account got banned on X, and then I tried to appeal it recently, and I have not received a reply, even confirming that my ban appeal has been accepted. So not only am I super mega banned from Bluesky without ever having even used it for even a fucking second, my appeals are silently deleted without response. So it's very nice to see that the worst platform ever created is now in existence, and it could be Liz. We're gonna get to that. One of the things that I decided is that I had heard that Bluesky was a decentralized app like Mastodon or the Fediverse rather. So I had Crunklord, our dedicated autist, to look at this and decide if it was feasible to get a Kiwi Farms Bluesky Federation instance up, where I could just make my own account on that and see what happens. Um, Crunklord was very confused because, unlike most applications, there's not a database. There's no instructions. There's no way to figure out how to set Bluesky up. The only instructions that exist is a way to launch a single Docker. And you would expect that a massive application with tens of millions of users would need some kind of sophisticated database scheme to support that. But there was no information. What he discovered is that while it is possible to set up your own instance, it is not actually defederated. Instead, what you do is you put a DNS key on your domain, and then you apply to have your domain be linked into the Bluesky system. So there are now government agencies that have done this to authenticate with Bluesky, but they're manually approved. And also, you still interact with the instance through their site. So 100% of the Bluesky network is effectively hosted on Bluesky and interacted directly through their main app. This guy walks through, if you want to try to find this post. I will like this post, I think, because it explained it to me. So it's effectively fake decentralized. It is in no way, shape, or form actually decentralized, but it has it claims to be federated in some way through a very technical explanation but effectively, if the main Bluesky app decides that they don't want you on the platform, you'll never get in to begin with. And if for whatever reason they decide, actually, we do want you to fuck off, they'll just delist your domain and then you're banned. So it's completely centralized effectively. It has a facade to trick people and to help kill the Fediverse, basically, but it's all centrally organized. And of course, while I am banned by social security number, I guess I'm completely not permitted to have an account on this application. Homebrew HRT is, so check it out. While I'm not allowed to have an account, these guys are. This is THRT saying, to summarize what's been going on over Twitter, the election really sent people into panic. If when ENAN runs out, restock Monday, Tuesdays. Saipionot should come in before then. Orders placed will have 7-day delay. Top of normal shipping time. We're closed for 24 hours to catch up. Weird first post, LOL. So they move over, immediately announce that they're setting up shop on Bluesky, and they're going to be getting HRT out as much as possible. This was a very interesting post because this person published a how-to guide on basically bathtub estrogen, and this guy joined and wrote some information about how the vials not being sterilized can cause severe agonizing pain at injection sites. And then over on this post, this guy, Spatial Boa, registered specifically to outline as a pharmaceutical compounder, which basically I think means that he is tasked with taking the drugs and actually binding them into pill form or into a vial for injectables and that kind of stuff. So that's his job. And he was looking at how this tranny was setting up Homebrew HRT and making do with what he had. And he basically said, well, it's not super sterile. He's kidding himself if he thinks that it's going to have a shelf life this large. He's going to have issues with clumping, which means that it will be less effective and less potent. So if he thinks that he's getting that much grams of estrogen or whatever, he's lying. Really interesting post. I gave him Then, of course, we get to see some old friends. Liz Fong Jones is on Bluesky and has been for some time. In fact, Liz Fong Jones just so happens to have his own domain tied in to the Fediverse, or not the Fediverse, the Blue Skyverse already. So he was manually approved to get a custom domain on Blue Sky. So he must have friends in high places, not a surprise. And the first thing that he has done, at least to my knowledge, on Blue Sky, is to write a nice big report thanking Catherine Newton from Cusk, which is a law firm group both in Texas and in New York, trying to dox somebody named Mail Fraud on LinkedIn, no less. I didn't even notice that. I can't open this because, I can. Liz Fong Jones's post, and this actually has Kevin Crawley, aka Mail Fraud, who's an account. I think he's verified on the Kiwi Farms as having known Liz Fong Jones. Liz Fong Jones was so irate at the fact that, oh look, a whole post written by the Cusk law firm. Fascinating, going over how he meticulously went over and doxed this person. I have no idea if that's true, but that's what he's saying. And that's posted to LinkedIn, and that's just fine. So a user on the Kiwi Farms wanted to relay how Liz Fong Jones was an incredibly vicious psychotic at Google that scared everybody, that basically marched around looking for ways to get people into trouble and have them fired, was a complete menace, super active in the LGBT Google internal forum. Everybody basically stayed out of his way because he was a freak and a danger to society. And then what do you know? I'll repeat that. His current interest is finding people who are not ideologically opposed or aligned with him, who work in tech, and trying to get them fired. So that's how totally psychotically fucking obsessed he is. And the chuds, of course, must join together. I am working again on incorporating our nonprofit, and I'm more motivated than ever because even though Liz Fong Jones has effectively lost everything in terms of trying to deplatform the site, he doesn't care. And his idea, as one of the most incredibly privileged, I'll save that rant. I have it bottled. That's what he's up to. It's emboldening me. It's motivating. It's every time I see this person and I realize that they are pure, unadulterated malevolence, evil fucking incarnate, and they hate me personally. It's like a shot of dopamine. It's like a shot of coke right up my fucking nose. Like, yeah, I can't relax. I can't take it easy. I can't allow myself to be indifferent and lazy and complacent because pure unadulterated fucking evil is obsessed with me. And I have to work every fucking day because there's never a day off when this person hates you that much. So this is what he's up to. He launched his endharassment.net account on Blue Sky as well. Oh, so two different things. And his first thing to set up, two different things that directly plugged into the Blue Sky network that he had manually approved by administration. And his first thing to do with this account was to endharassment.net is the rebranding of Drop Kiwi Farms. Oh, sorry, of End Kiwi Farms, because it was Drop Kiwi Farms under Keffels. Then Liz Fong Jones stole it from Keffels because he has to be in control because he's a psychotic sadist. Then he rebranded it once End Kiwi Farms looked pretty fucking silly because Kiwi Farms is blatantly not ended. He rebranded it to End Harassment. Or end network harassment. And his first go-to launch his new campaign, look guys, I'm doing good. I'm here to help you trans folks. Let's bound together to end harassment on the internet, was to launch a block list called Kiwi Farms Provocateurs. So what Liz Fong Jones did is set out to immediately blacklist everyone from Kiwi Farms on Blue Sky. Could not possibly have anything to do with the fact that my account has been blotted out from existence for within minutes of being posted to the Kiwi Farms. Absolutely no possible way that there's any relation between those two events whatsoever. And of course, what he ends up making is a list of accounts that are just links to archives demonstrating that he has been accused of rape. So he didn't like that very much. And then it also turned out, by the way, there was some weirdo tranny freaking out because a lot of these some guy, I don't, as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. So some freak retard tranny sees these accounts joining in and liking their posts, and instead of just thinking like, oh, this is like a troll, he sees this this is a CSAM photo edited to only include the face. And if you don't know, this is literally me. So they just falsely assume that this random picture must be child pornography, even though it's literally just a picture of me as a teenager. Then it's alright. It just keeps crashing, and it was doing really well for a while, and then it just completely fucking choked again, and it's just like I said, it's just so fucking nauseating to even think about. Like, all I want to do is stream, have a good time, have a good day. Then, this person had an epiphany. Kiwi Farms is just Russian bots for trans folks, huh? Katie Tight Pussy replies and says, "Oh my god, you're so right. I don't know the other people, but I will vouch for Liz, however much that means to you." Katie Tight Pussy says, "Never heard of her before. If she's fine as a person, I don't trust this approach at all. To come into Bluesky after its very tenuous relationship history with community moderation and proclaim to be the savior? Yeah, get out." Austin says, "Yeah, she has quite a bit of direct experience in this area." Eva says, does that mean that she can roll in and de facto expect the entire community to give her control over social connections, or doesn't?" So the Troons basically have this long, sordid history, I guess, with block lists and stuff on Bluesky, and then Liz is like, "Yeah, actually, just give me, let me do whatever I want and enjoy." Like this guy, Tarot Tops Hot Cards. "No, you do not know our history as well as you claim. You do not know our culture. You do not know our language. We may share some enemies, but do not mistake yourself. You are using colonial logic here." So this extremely privileged Asian, aka honorary Aryan, walks up into the marginalized trans POC community on Bluesky and says, "Kneel before me, your passing honorary Aryan savior, and give forth your rights to me, because I will save you from the Kiwi Farms." And the Troons say, "No, I will not, stalker child." And they had good reason to, because guess what? Someone named Catherine Lorelei, who longtime listeners of the stream may be familiar with, was added to the block list, the Kiwi Farms Provocateur block list. Now, you may not know this, but Catherine Lorelei has hated the Kiwi Farms for many, many years before Liz Fong Jones even knew it fucking existed. And what happened, though, is that during these ravenous discussions about if Elliot Fong Jones is in fact a trustworthy person with whom to bestow rights to, Lorelei happened to drop, well, you may want to reconsider that because they've been credibly accused of sexual assault. And then Liz Fong Jones thought, "Oh my god, you can't say that I've been credibly accused of sexual assault, even though I've literally acknowledged that I've been credibly accused of sexual assault. I'm adding you to the Kiwi Farms Provocateur block list." So, not even within 12 hours of launching this end-all be-all trustworthy, super perfect anti-troll block list that definitely won't be abused, for real, no cap, Liz Fong Jones added another real-world, completely non-Kiwi Farms related transgender person to their Kiwi Farms Provocateur list because they said something that Liz Fong Jones did not like. And of course, this makes the rounds and the Troons are very unhappy. Demon Core Vital says, "Wait, getting my initials confused. Catherine Lorelei is who I'm thinking of," and then Liz says, "Yeah, she has no involvement. She sexually harassed one of our current board members, and that was that." Yif.com was, I think, Lorelei's domain, and Liz Fong Jones has completely blacklisted that. and I made it very clear that this list will not be used, or that in harassment has nothing to do with Lorelai. Then, of course, already on the brand new account, already had to put out a fucking apology regarding GIF.com. A member of the End Network Harassment Board has spoken to her via jane.post.ing as a mediator in order to hear her side. The board will confer tomorrow morning whether to remove her from the blocked list. No single board member can make such a decision. It's been a long day, and we need ZZZs. The 3 board members have discussed, and on the basis of new information learned last night, have decided to remove YIF.com from the block list. A fuller explanation and clarification of block list criteria is forthcoming, but not from yours truly, as I am too close to the situation. Signed, Liz Fong Jones. So, what was I gonna say about this? Sorry, reading tranny shit's melting my mind. Okay. Liz Fong Jones is perhaps one of the most privileged people that has ever lived. Really, think about this. Think about what it must take in terms of resources and time to randomly wake up one day and say, you know what? Snake wife, come hither. Yes, my queen. What is it? I'm your snake wife. I'm a woman, and I'm a trans woman, and I'm a trans snake woman. So, snake wife, I desire to set up a crusade against the Kiwi farms. In order to do so, I will manipulate all of technology, have fired everybody who disagrees with me, and we will blacklist a single website and its owner from having any internet resources forthcoming ever again. Yes, my queen. We will commence this post haste. We will set up the website in a 3-member board. We will end Kiwi. Yeah, snake wife. Come slither here, snake wife. We have much to do. We will return to the United States, to the colonies, and we will conquer. We will conquer Silicon Valley, and we will make that our capital for further engagements against this beast. No, dude, it is. That's the real life. That's how it goes. This Fong Jones wakes up in the morning, takes a shot of HRT, takes a shot of antipsychotic medication, takes a shot of tranquilizer to stop the panic attacks, takes a shot of some other bullshit, probably something related to feng shui or whatever. And it's like, today is the day. After I'm done tuning for the next 4 hours, I will bring down Kiwi Farm. Last thing I next. I forgot what this is. Andy ditch the poop squatch. I will just read this because I forgot what this is. Okay, so old Andy has a meeting with APS, or Adult Protective Services, where he is told that he does not have autism and is 100% capable of living on his own. And then, Andy, of course, wants APS to do everything for him, from wiping his ass to getting him food, and he's a good enough gaming system to get some people to do that for him.